What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about anxiety and caffeine. See, we got some pre-workout here. That's my wife's. Got some coffee here. That is mine. Yes, post-recovery, guys. I've recovered 110% from panic disorder, health anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder. So yeah, I have a couple cups of coffee every morning. It helps me with my digestion. It gives me that little bit of a boost that I greatly appreciate in the mornings to help me get my day started. But there was a time where I had to do away with my coffee. I had to do away with my soda. So I'm gonna cover my experience with that because it's very important for you guys to realize how caffeine can actually affect your anxiety, and hopefully can motivate some of you that have still been putting off quitting it to go ahead and put it behind you, at least right now while you're working on your anxiety recovery, because we don't want to be triggered by things that aren't necessary, right? We have things that we can avoid that trigger us, and then we have things that we can't avoid for the rest of our lives, right? Things that we have to work on. But caffeine is one of those things that you can definitely put down, at least for a few months while you're trying to recover, and I encourage you guys to do it. It's just not worth it. There are other ways to get your energy, and I'm going to cover a few of those things. But I'm going to give you my experience, and I'm also going to tell you why, right? Why does caffeine do this to us? Why can't I have my coffee anymore? Why can I have a Coke every day? Why can I have my energy drinks, right? Or my pre-workout before I go work out? I need that. Why does this happen? We're going to cover that as well. But you know what time it is. Smash the like button down below if you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt, and leave me a comment. Let me know your experience with this. And I've talked to a lot of people, and there are a handful of people that have told me that their coffee really hasn't affected their anxiety level. So if you're lucky enough to be able to do that, then all the power to you, right? So whenever I first developed my anxiety disorder, I had my first 6-hour-long panic attack. Panic attacks became a theme for years after that. I was having multiple a day. I had a lot of bad habits in the beginning. I was drinking a lot. I was a heavy smoker at that time. So those things obviously definitely triggered me, and I'll make separate videos about that. But I drank a crap ton of soda, and I had coffee here and there, a few times a week. It was easier for me to give up the coffee because I wasn't a hardcore coffee drinker, but the soda was a problem. So I'll start with the soda. I ate a lot of fast food, and obviously I'm eating burgers and fries, chicken tenders, pizza, and I would wash it down with soda. I was a young buck, had a great metabolism, so I didn't really worry about the calories or anything, the sugar that was in it. But now that I had anxiety disorder, and I had health anxiety and cardiophobia, heart anxiety, I was always focused on my heart. So this crap really triggered me. And you got to think about something like soda, guys. I really encourage you to get away from that and not even look forward to having that again in the future. That's something that you can really get rid of for good. Coffee, maybe you can go back to that and it can still have some health benefits. Soda, that's crap. Energy drinks, that's crap. Take this as a blessing in disguise and move on from that stuff, okay? But I drank a crap ton of soda, and we have sugar in it, right? Which is not good for anxiety. We have our sugar highs, and then we're gonna have our sugar crashes combined with the caffeine. That's why soda and energy drinks are super freaking bad. So I encourage you to try to move on from that. So I had heart anxiety, so I was very in tune with what my heart was always doing. Is it beating too slow? Is it gonna stop? Or is it beating too fast? And a lot of my panic attacks were triggered from some type of sensation in my chest. So whenever I would drink a soda and it had the sugar and the caffeine, obviously my heart rate's gonna go up. It's a stimulant. That's why caffeine causes this. Why does it make our anxiety levels go up? It's a stimulant, so our heart rate's gonna go up. Our blood pressure's gonna go up a little bit. We're already overstimulated. If you have bad anxiety, you are super freaking stimulated. You're on edge. You're jittery. Caffeine is gonna make that worse. So if you had bad anxiety like me, that was gonna be an automatic trigger that a lot of times sent me into an anxiety attack or full-on fight or flight panic mode. And this happened so many times, but I love soda so much, and I was so stubborn, and a lot of you are stubborn, that I kept on trying it, kept on trying to make it work. Maybe I'll have a little bit less. And you can, compare this to trying to quit drinking alcohol or trying to cut out smoking. So many of you are drinking every day, knowing that it's going to make your life a living hell the next morning. A lot of you are still lighting up cigarettes, knowing that it could cause a panic attack, but you keep doing it just because it's a habit, and we don't want to give that part up. There's so many of these things that are just not healthy that we just don't want to put away, and soda was one of those. So I kind of just tortured myself over a period of months before I finally was like, okay, I got to get rid of the soda. This isn't good for me. The sugar and the caffeine is just making it extra bad, right? The sugar high, the sugar low, and the caffeine is a stimulant, so my heart rate, blood pressure, my nerves are too bad for this crap. So eventually I had to put that down. And then the coffee, luckily I wasn't a hardcore coffee drinker. I wasn't like a 2-3 plus cups a day type drinker. So it was easier for me to put that down. And again, with the coffee, guys, now I drink coffee black. Back then I put tons of sugar and cream in there, so obviously that was bad too, sugar and caffeine, and there's more caffeine in the coffee, I felt like, than the soda, so that would really trigger me. So first I put down the coffee, and then I started to cut down on the sodas, made them like a treat or like a cheat, and a lot of you guys try to do that with a lot of different things, and then the cheat meal or the cheat thing that you're consuming still causes the panic. It's better than still doing it every day though. I did that, and eventually I was able to just say no to it, and then I was able to focus more on recovery. And I just encourage you guys to do that, right? I just told you why it makes anxiety worse. Again, there's a few of you out there that can maybe still have a couple cups of coffee and it not affect your anxiety, but for a lot of you out there, you know that it's triggering you, you know that it's holding you back. It's flaring up your symptoms or causing panic attacks, and you refuse to quit it. And guys, you just have to make decisions that are best for you. Decaf is an option. Now, I'm just gonna let you know, decaf has small amounts of caffeine in it, but in my opinion, I don't think it's enough to really affect you that much. Now, however, keep in mind, we are extremely sensitive to everything going on in our body. So that's one of the reasons why even a little bit of caffeine would affect me, because I really could feel my heart rate go up quickly. I could really feel my blood pressure go up, more so than the average person. So keep that in mind. We are extremely sensitive than somebody that doesn't have anxiety. Something else about caffeine, it's a diuretic. It dehydrates us. For those of you that drink a lot of coffee, you have to urinate a lot afterwards, so it dehydrates you. A lot of you are starting your day off with caffeine and you didn't even have any fluids before. You didn't have any water, right? So for instance, this morning, I had quite a bit of coffee this morning. I had a lot of things to do. That's fine. I'm 100% recovered. I don't have panic attacks. It doesn't trigger me. But what do I make sure? I make sure that I hydrate before I drink the coffee. So some of you really don't want to give this up. Try hydrating yourself before you drink this to counter out some of that. So we're talking about water, lemon water. You want to get electrolytes, Gatorade Zeros. If you haven't ever tried those, get those. No calories. The big ones are 5 calories. The small ones that I drink are 0 calories. And you get some of your electrolytes. So I had a big glass of water and a small Gatorade before I even had my coffee. And I noticed that it lessens the effects of the dehydration, and then you want to hydrate after. So hydration is a huge issue because you're more sensitive to being dehydrated than, again, somebody over here that doesn't have anxiety. And we've all heard about how even just the smallest amounts of dehydration can greatly throw you off mentally and physically. Think about what that does to somebody with anxiety that is very sensitive to everything going on in your body. I've talked to so many people that if they skip a meal, they feel like they have super low blood sugar, and they feel extra, and they'll get it checked and it's like still kind of normal, but since they haven't eaten, they're more sensitive to it. So you're going to be sensitive to things like dehydration more so than other people. So also keep that in mind. So caffeine's a stimulant, sugar, obviously, you're going to have your sugar highs, your sugar lows when you combine that with caffeine. And then it's also a diuretic, so it's going to dehydrate you. So that's like a trifecta, depending on what you're consuming, that's going to be very triggering towards your anxiety. So Try to work on other ways to boost your energy. Again, decaf is an option. There's nothing wrong with trying that. Very minute amount of caffeine. And in fact, if you do your research and look it up, there's tiny amounts of caffeine in a lot of different things. I believe even things like ice cream and stuff. So check that out. Even if the smallest amounts are triggering you, maybe try to cut out some of the foods that have those small amounts of caffeine, right? Anything to help. Make sure that you're working on your sleep and not relying on this to get you going. I know it's hard to sleep whenever you have anxiety. I dealt with my stretches of insomnia. I'm not going to spend this whole video talking about that. I have videos. Just look up Trey Jones insomnia and you'll get quite a few videos. But you want to keep working on your sleep levels so you feel more energized when you wake up. Guys, if you're not exercising, you need to exercise to get your energy levels up. Once I finally started exercising at the end of my cardiophobia phase, my energy went up, and I was like, caffeine who? I don't need that at all. I just felt amazing because I was exercising every single day, and it's good for you mentally, physically. It's going to help reduce your stress amounts. If you have health anxiety, it's going to reassure you that you're healthy as well. So plenty of sleep, plenty of exercise, a healthy diet. Start looking to get your energy from the foods that you eat. Okay, so we're talking about lean meats, plenty of vegetables, bananas, okay, potassium, great source of energy. If you go to the store, most of you have Walmart somewhere near you. If you go to the juice drink mix aisle, there's gonna be tons of different mixes that you can actually just pour into your water that'll help with energy levels that are more natural. They have some B12 mixes, things like that. Make sure that you're taking a daily vitamin every single day. That's gonna give you the nutrients that you need to help energize you, right? So make sure that you're doing that. Stay hydrated. Those are some things to naturally improve your energy levels, right? But as you start to do that, you get away from something that triggers you, you can focus more on recovery, and guess what? Your energy is going to go up as you manage your anxiety more. So keep that in mind as well. But again, I'll end it with this, guys. If you're just being stubborn like I was, you're not wanting to give these things up, you just got to start thinking like, is it worth it, right? Is it worth it? Is it worth it for me to even do it once a week, right? On a Saturday or something, I'm gonna have a soda and it's gonna give me a panic attack, and then everything I worked for all week is just gonna go down the drain, right? I got tired of relapsing with my anxiety, so eventually I was like, enough is enough. I gotta get away from this. So that's my experience with it again. Like I drank tons of soda, and I drank coffee here and there. I wasn't a pre-workout or energy drink kind of guy, luckily, because those things seem to really be triggering for a lot of people. So look to get your energy from somewhere else. You can look into decaf, things like that. But I hope this video brought you some value. All right, so again, please leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this or your experience. Again, I've heard some people say that it didn't really affect them, but most people say they had to give it up at least for a while. But the good news is like, if you want to just drink coffee black, it was what I would encourage you to drink it as. In the future, when you're over your anxiety, it is possible because I drink this every day. I don't have panic. I don't feel anxious or anything. I just don't. And a lot of that is because I'm not as sensitive as I used to be to everything going on in my freaking body. So there is hope. There is hope. But something like soda and not necessarily pre-workout. I know there's some healthy ones, but soda and energy drinks, guys, look at this as a blessing in disguise and just move on from that crap. Just move on from it. You don't need it. It's not healthy. It's not beneficial to those that don't have anxiety. You know what I mean? Like, just move on from that. All the excess calories, all that sugar, and things like energy drinks have extreme amount of caffeine. Just take this as a sign and move on from that. A lot of you are going to quit drinking alcohol. A lot of you are going to stop smoking. A lot of you are going to stop using drugs or whatever. A lot of you are going to stop eating processed food, fast food, things like that, because you have anxiety disorder and it triggers you. So you're going to make new habits. So anxiety isn't all bad. Start looking at this recovery process as a blessing, and that's what I had to do. Please check out my coaching program and my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp. I'm going to put that down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. That course will help you get started towards your recovery. So be a part of that if you're looking to recover. And my email for coaching info is down below. Just shoot me an email and I'll send that stuff over to you if you want to do one-on-one coaching. Also, down below in the description, there's a link for online therapy. If you want to go to therapy route, all the power to you. Do it. Do you, okay? Online therapy is going to be convenient. You don't have to go nowhere. You don't have to make it, like, you just do it on the phone, or you do it on the laptop, or the tablet. Whatever's more convenient for you, and you can get started on that. So if you've never talked to a therapist, that's super important, especially regarding like medications and diagnosis and all that stuff. My coaching isn't to diagnose you with anything. It's to share my experiences and give you, a strategy that could work best for you. But you need to get diagnosed by a professional, and if you're looking towards, taking medication or anything like that, you got to talk to somebody that's a pro. All right. So if you've never tried therapy, get your feet wet with that. I'll put the link down below. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all those good things. Please subscribe if you are new here. And if you have subscribed, some of you are tired of hearing me say this, hit the bell so you get notified whenever I put these videos out so you don't miss anything, all right? Again, like this video if you got value. And until next time, guys, keep fighting.